What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be installing these taillights here on Gabe's truck behind me here. So Gabe currently has blackout headlights already. So what we're going to do is we're going to install some that will delete the chrome in his taillights. And of course, the style of these taillights are really nice, and it'll add a sequential turn signal, so it'll be super bright and nice. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we are in the back of the vehicle here. So this is the factory taillight here, and as you guys can see, there is a very big piece of chrome that is on the taillight. And so what we're going to do, we're going to take that taillight out, swap it with this one. This new one made by Anzo virtually has no chrome on it. The only thing that you guys can see is the clear reflectors that are on the turn signal and the brake down here, but this will be a very nice upgrade. So we'll go ahead and show you guys how to take the factory taillights off and swap them out. All right guys, so I have the camera actually inside the vehicle now, pointing out this is the cover for the driver's side taillight. This here is all your jacks and stuff like that. So that's just to give you guys a general idea of where this cubby is. So grab any kind of pry tool, plastic, metal, which is there's a little notch on the actual cover itself. Pry it out, then just pop it off. Inside here you will have two studs, one down here and then one right up here. What you'll need is just a 10mm to get those out. It's a nut on the very end, so we'll go ahead and break it loose, pull it out. Don't drop it, because if you do drop it, it's gonna fall down there. It's gonna be very difficult to find. Once you have those two nuts off, just set it to the side because you will reuse those. And then at this point, what we'll need to do is connect this one single harness that you'll see here. It's the only one that actually is connected to the taillight. So we'll just depress the clip, pull it out just like that. And as you can kind of see here, it's the only one. All the other bulbs and everything are actually a part of the actual taillight, which we'll need to take off and transfer to the new taillight. Now at this point, what we need to do is actually just push the taillight out. So what I like to do is just wiggle it and then push with my left hand out that way. And then once we get here, once it's kind of loose, as you can see, then you can just pop it off. And then the entire taillight comes off. As you can see, the one harness that we unplugged in there is still in there. The harnesses that we'll need to take off is still on the actual taillight. Once we have the taillight off, what we need to do is peel this back. It's a little sticky, so just go ahead and go slow, that way you don't rip any of the foam gasket. And then what you guys need to do here, just go ahead and twist and unplug or take out all the bulbs, which is the bottom, reverse, and then the very top turn signal here. And then it's kind of wedged in there, so you guys will just kind of slowly wiggle those out. And then there's one more connector right here. That's kind of like the motherboard of the taillights, the LED part of it. Squeeze that, pull it out. And then this last one here, I will need a little Phillips or a little flathead. It's gonna be hard to do this while I'm trying to show you guys here. Basically just push on the very back side. Once you guys are doing yours, you guys will know what I'm talking about here. But just push that in and then it'll pop off like that. And then we'll have the entire harness that is for the taillight off, and then we'll swap this onto the new one. So here is the new Anzo taillight here. On the back side, this is what it'll look like. It will have these little plastic things that you can pull off. That's just kind of for safety. So we'll pull those off. And then we'll have a resistor that is dangling from it. This will feed into the vehicle, and then we'll peel the double-sided tape and then stick it to the inside. But it'll have a very similar foam piece here, so we'll pull this off now. And then what we'll do is we will basically just route it the same way that the OEM factory taillight had that harness. We'll route it the exact same way. So we went ahead and installed the taillight harness underneath the foam gasket, routed it back, basically put the gasket back. The one thing we did replace is the reverse light. So we use one of our favorite VLED super bright reverse lights here. So that's what's in there now. Basically same thing, you just twist it on and off. And then the one thing that we didn't do yet is we didn't feed this inside yet. And then the other connection that you have to make is gonna be for the old turn signal here. Basically it was this bulb here, we pulled that out. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna install the green and black wires with the connector that looks like that orange bulb we just pulled out into the factory turn signal area. Once we have that connected, we will tuck those wires inside and then we will push it all the way, basically pretending like there was a bulb there, and then just locking it in place. That way it's sealed. That one's twisted and sealed as well. So that now we will go ahead and reinstall it back on the vehicle. So we'll grab the resistor for the turn signal. We'll feed it through the hole, just like so. And then there's gonna be 1-2 holes that these pins will fall into, and then this white clip right up here. So we'll line everything up. Once it's lined up, we can just push it forward, just like that. So we are back inside the vehicle here. As you can see, everything lines up perfectly well. This one gray connector that we disconnected earlier, we'll just plug right back in there, just like before. And then the resistor with the double-sided tape, we'll just clean off the area right here with some rubbing alcohol, peel that, and then we'll probably just stick it somewhere right there, wherever it's flat. You guys probably can't see where I'm doing, but just basically find the flattest area you can find. I'm just going to use this as an example, peel it and then stick, but it's going to be back there right inside. But we're going to go ahead and test the lights first, make sure it works, and then we'll pull this and stick it, because once we pull this, it's going to be stuck there. I mean, I guess you could disconnect it from here, but it's easier right now just to test them before you guys put the nuts back on. So I just verified that the turn signal works and the reverse light works. If yours does not work, it's probably because your bulb is actually backwards. So just grab your bulb or that connector on top, flip it 180 and then plug it back in. Once you verify that it does work, go ahead and peel the double-sided tape on the resistor and then just mount it to the flat area right inside of the taillight. I'm putting it literally right next to the taillight, so that way it's not too far. And if we had any issues with it, we could access it and work to get it fixed pretty easily. So just hold it on there for 20-30 seconds and then just make sure it's flat and make sure it's not cold, because if it is cold, it's not going to want to stick. So if you got like a hairdryer or something, heat up the metal and then peel and stick. Make sure it's on there good. Before we do the passenger side, we'll do a quick side-by-side comparison. So I'll go ahead and flip it on. I'll turn the driving lights on, and then I'll turn the signal on the passenger side, and then driver side, and then the brake, and then the reverse. Here's the hazards. So we want to show you guys another view so that way you guys can see the entire tail light. So flip the lights on, driving lights, brake, turn signal, and then reverse, All right, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I will have these tail lights down in the description as always. And if you guys are not subscribed already, consider subscribing and turn on that bell notification. That way you guys get notified every time we post a new video. And we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.